Hi my friends, welcome back to Beautiful Chaos. My name's Vicki, and if this is your first time joining us, I will hope that you will like and subscribe to my channel. This is Beautiful Chaos, like I had said already. So bad with repeating myself. Today I want to tackle a fun topic with you guys. Today I'm talking about self-care, why it's important, 4 different categories about it, and then I'm gonna offer a free guide with it. So I hope you'll stick around with us today, and let's go ahead and get started. So I love talking about self-care because I do a lot of self-care, or at least what I like to call self-care. If you watch any of my other videos, obviously I like to do a lot of masks and makeup and things like that. So that's my thought of self-care. So when I sat down to really do some research on this topic and think about self-care, I kind of got a surprise and really learned that I wasn't doing my self-care right. So I found out the true definition of self-care was self-care is an activity or any activity that we do deliberately in order to take care of our mental, emotional, spiritual, or physical health, and it's to help increase our mood, reduce stress, depression, and anxiety. And it's also the key to a good relationship with ourselves and for others. So it's a little bit deeper than what I had originally thought. So I just thought it was like, oh, let me slap on a face mask and sit in a bubble bath or paint my toenails, or, just looking at kind of like the basics, or so it definitely goes a tad bit more deep than what I had originally thought. So if you kind of touch on those 4 categories of what the self-care is really looking into, it is, the physical body. When you really think about that and you really dig deep in that, you need to really just ask yourself these questions, like, how are you taking care of your body? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting enough water? Are you getting adequate nutrients for your body? So are you eating healthy? Are you taking good vitamins and supplements for your body? What about your emotional health? So category number 2, this is more for like your heart, not like heart health, but like emotional heart health. What are the things that make you happy? Have you taken like a social media or technology detox, which is always a good idea? Do you take, little vacations or little getaways? Do you have traditions like with your family, holidays, date nights, get-togethers? Do you keep a journal, gratitude journal, a thankfulness journal? How about number 3, the psychology, your mind? When it comes to your mind, do you have regular goals, monthly goals, weekly goals? Do you keep tracking those and keep your progress of how you're doing with your goals? Is there something new that you want to learn? Are you working on your personal development? When was the last time you got out of your comfort zone? When was the last time that you really reflected on yourself and on your life and how you were feeling and how it's going? Have you ever wanted to start some type of new hobby or a craft? When was the last time that you really sat down and read a book or listened to a podcast without being distracted? I know at my house I'm always distracted. I can never really sit down and really read. I'm always distracted by something or somebody, more like somebody. How about your spiritual soul? When was the last time that you went to church? Or I know right now it's really hard to go to church just with the pandemic going on. So when did you really like sit down and open your computer and truly listen to church again without being distracted? Have you ever really tried yoga or meditation? Again, a gratitude journal. When was the last time that you really talked to God, really prayed? Have you spent a good quality time in nature, like going for a hike or anything like that lately? I think the hard thing that, really, comes to mind for a lot of these self-care things is that it's hard. It's hard to spend time on yourself when just the necessities of life happen. Work, kids, work. Those two things take up so much of our time as women that we're always putting those things first. And so we always end up putting ourselves last. I know I am so guilty of that. So I always put myself on the back burner, and I can name probably 5 handfuls of other women that I know that do the same thing. And that is, so bad for us. It's so bad for us because it's so hard. What is the saying? I know a saying. I love quotes. Anybody who's watched any of my videos knows that I love quotes. But it's so hard to continue to give and give and give when you have nothing left of yourself to give. And that's what good self-care does for us, is it gives you more of you to give because you're taking care of yourself, which gives you more to give. And a quote that I do have here that I do know that I can share is, self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you. So it's so important to make sure that you are caring for yourself so that you are giving an adequate portion of yourself to give to everybody else. So it is important to take care of yourself. And ways that you can make this happen, you can do this, I got 5 tips for you. That's it. 5 tips to help make this happen. And it's not going to be like, okay, these 5 tips, I'm going to take it and do it right now. I mean, it's going to be like, okay, let's figure this out and let's incorporate it here and there. And then it's going to be, let's work them in and see how it works. But it's just tips that you can take, you can incorporate into your schedule and just see what works, see what doesn't. And you got to work it out and see what works best for you. That's the key here. But number 1 tip is you have to consider your time. I'm a planner, and I think planning out your day, planning out your week ahead of time is a great option. And that'll probably be a very good video to do to show you kind of how I do that, how I plan out, block plan, things like that. What I do is, realistically, you need to plan out your non-negotiables. Those are things that have to happen. There's no getting out of it. So your work schedule, your kids' activities, trying to think what else would be in there. We'll just say those because those school, just things that have to happen that there's no way you can get out of doing it. So whatever those non-negotiables are, you schedule those in on your planner, and those times are specifically blocked out. You can't do anything about that. And then you use those extra times around it or before it, after it, whatever the case may be. And you use those times as your time, whatever it is that you need to get done or what you want to do. That is your time that you can do what you want. And I recommend using your time wisely. I used to look at my schedule and I'd be like, I am busy. I have no time for anything. And then I started to actually plan my schedule out, and I realized, I've got a lot of time on my hands, but what do? I sit on my couch and I scroll through Facebook or Instagram, or I watch Netflix, and I'm a guilty pleaser, or whatever, what is it, guilt pleasure pleaser, I don't know, whatever it is. I just sit there and sit on my phone and I waste time. I'm a time waster. That's what I was doing, instead of using my time wisely and actually doing things that could be useful for my life, that could be serving my life and my family's life better. So I had to switch what I was doing and use that time more wisely and focus more on what could be serving me better or serving my family better. And I'm not saying that I am all work and no play, because no, that's not going to make my life fun. That's not going to make my life joyful. I'm just saying that there's just certain times where instead of sitting on the couch and scrolling through Facebook or scrolling through Instagram, I could be at my desk writing a blog or filming a video or just doing something that's more productive rather than sitting there and scrolling. I could be outside playing ball with Bailey or something, you know, like I could just be doing something that could be more fun than sitting there trying to compare my life to somebody else's, because that is what would end up happening, and that does not cause joy in my life. So just find something else to do, find something that's more productive, that's more serving for your life. And again, with your schedule, it's got to be adaptive, because things change, life happens, life is life, and it's going to happen, and you just have to be adaptive and let things happen from time to time. All right, number 2, be realistic with your routine. In the beginning, start small. Start with smaller goals and just build yourself up week by week or month by month, whatever works best for you. Just be realistic, start with a checklist, and then again, just build yourself up. Watch yourself as you accomplish your goals and as you change. Number 3, start with the basics. Don't get wrapped up in the complexities of everything. It really doesn't need to be complicated. Just look at the areas in your life that you really just want to focus more attention on, whether it's your relationships, your creativity side, your fun side, your health side, whatever it is, just focus on those areas or whatever the area is, and just focus on that and identify, small, simple lists and go for those, and just create those lists and just better that side of your life. And then, once you get that all honed in and you feel good about it and you've created those better habits, then, move on, create different lists and other self-care things and other areas that you want to grow. So, number 4, make sure you're checking in on yourself or with yourself. I know this sounds a little weird and it might feel a little awkward when you first start doing it, but you want to make sure that what you are doing is working for yourself. So ask yourself questions like how you're feeling about what it is that you're doing. Is it working? Do you feel that you're making improvement? Do you feel that what you are doing is going well? Do you need to make any changes for the future? Do you need to change what type of system you're using? Do you need to change what type of self-care you're doing? That's the best thing about self-care, is it's not a one-size-fits-all. This is completely custom made. That is the best part. That is why I am including the guide. I will put that link down below. It is a downloadable guide that, again, I will include, and it has the questions that you can ask yourself. It has different ideas for self-care that you can use. It has an example checklist. It has an empty checklist that you can make your own. So it will be included in the notes down below, and then you can download that and you can just use that as a reference or as a guide, however you want to use that, but that will be linked down below. So yes, it's not a one size fits all. So you create it how you want to use it. And then number 5, use a checklist. Use a checklist. And my 3 reasons why: it holds you accountable, it keeps you consistent, and you can also watch yourself achieve things. And watching yourself achieve makes you feel good, makes you feel like you're, making progress, and that is just an awesome feeling. So just to remind you, taking time out for yourself is not a bad thing. It is a great thing, because by the time that you give others what is left of you, you're just giving the remnants of a tired, stressed person, and it's not what is the best of you. So you need to make sure that you are taking good care of yourself. Over time, with good self-care, you will become more productive. You'll have better health. It does enhance your self-confidence and your self-esteem. So those are 2 very good things. And overall, again, you're just giving everybody a better person, a better example of yourself. So again, I love talking about self-care, and I just think it is a very important thing and subject to talk about. So I hope that you did find value in this. I hope you will go and download that guide just to kind of get you started on your journey to a better you, a better self-care. And I hope you will like and subscribe this to my channel. And until next time, my friends, I hope you find beauty in the chaos and joy in the moments. Bye.